How do you manage a staff that piles up strikeouts?
Well, I mean, you love strikeouts, I mean, there's not much that can go wrong with the strikeouts. So obviously, you like those. But how you manage it, you let them be themselves. And the most important thing is that we throw strikes. And, strikeouts do bring pitches, you know that. But, these guys are going to be who they are. And that's really, you look at the game, it's kind of gone that way with all these power arms. But I don't think you manage any different, so to speak, except maybe, just keep a watchful eye on them, during the course of a game.
I mean, that was the thing that crossed my mind is if they're piling up strikeouts, they're probably piling up pitches.
Right, and that's what goes with it. On the other side, you say, well, strikeouts aren't that bad if you're striking out because you're piling up pitches. But you know what? You're doing a lot of strikeouts. That means you got some great stuff, and so I'll take that. You get the guys you love that pitch to contact. They're the guys that should be pitching to contact and not logging those pitches. So, you had just different animals out there pitching, and you don't try to change who they are too much unless they're having problems throwing strikes.
So, did you enjoy yourself yesterday? Did you enjoy yourself standing there watching the bullpens and being back?
I really did, man. It was it's just great to be back, and tell you what, they were letting it go. It was a good day. They all got through it fine, and but to sit there and watch it, 3 years can be. It didn't seem like that long, but that's a long time. So I enjoy watching the catchers too, and but sit there and just take it all in, and right now I'm getting to know these guys, and so to get to see them, for the first time, putting a face with the name, and but also watching them for the first time, and then, that's what I'll be doing the whole spring. That's why you'll see them with jerseys out there. I gotta make sure I keep their name straight.
No hoodies.
That was a Nolan Ryan thing. When he first came on, none of the guys had jerseys. He didn't know who they were, so he made sure that they had jerseys.
Yeah, you like to keep your club in a uniform anyway, so.
Hey, Odorizzi has more starts in the big leagues than any guy in camp. And he's also in a situation where, look, I mean, what your experience level is there. How do you lay out to him what should be his approach to spring?
Well, right now, Jake's going to go about his spring like he normally would as a starter. And these things have a way of working themselves out, and and he's been around, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to him yet, but about the plan or what the role's going to be. Right now he's going to get built up as a starter, and you can't have enough depth there, and he can bring some versatility. I mean, he did do that last year, so just to keep going about his business like he normally does, and don't get caught up in what's in front of him or what could happen, what may happen, whatever. Let's just get ready for the season, and we'll see where we're at when we break spring training.
Oh, if he is in the bullpen, and he would be your first guy up if something happened in the rotation. Does he have to pitch 6 innings a week? Is there like a number of innings he would need to work to stay stretched out?
I don't think so. I mean, it's something you have to be aware of, but you can do that in other ways. Whether giving them some more work on the side, things like that. If that was, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm just trying to answer your question the best I can. But with especially early in the season, the whole staff's going to get worked. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they're not quite stretched out. I mean, you get them up to 90 pitches or so, and really, where the game's at, you don't go too much further than that anymore. And So they're all going to get work, especially in early go. And yet we have not decided, when we have these long streaks with consecutive games, if we think somebody needs an extra day, we're going to have some good arms, and not just Jake, but some other good arms that can give these guys a break if needed.
I know it's early, but you're gonna protect these guys. You have a lot of guys who dealt with stuff last year, didn't have the inning. So do you need to have 4 multi-inning relievers? Or,
We don't have a number on it, but I think we have some pretty good guys that can give us those innings. Even last year they had a lot of guys who could give multiple innings. So they're all going to be included in this, and then you have someone like Jake, and of course Dunning, Otto, all these guys. That's where they'll bring a lot of value, and you certainly don't want them to look what's in front of them, and and say, well, it's not like I'm not gonna have a chance to to pitch. It's a long season, and so you're gonna need all that depth. Trust me, I've been through this enough, and it's great to have these guys.
So when you guys piled up all those starters, right? Was it necessary to reach out for you or CY to Odorizzi and say, things will work themselves out, don't worry about anything? Was that necessary to say?
I didn't think it was because again, I don't. It's not like we have it etched in stone exactly what we're going to do. So, that was more. That was going to be a conversation with, of course, Mike and CY, and which we will be talking during the spring. But it's just important that these guys don't get caught up in numbers right now. Instead, just get ready for the season and do your thing and bring what you bring, and we'll get this figured out.
With a staff like this that's so veteran experienced and has all the elite talent, what's the best role for a catcher? For those 2 guys back there with Jonah and Mitch, what exactly do they bring to this group of staff?
Well, I think you look at the growth of Jonah last year. What a great job he did. I mean, unfortunately, Mitch, he went down, but they're going to learn from these guys and get to know them. And these are meetings that we have pretty much every day. As we go over these pitchers. What went well, talking about their strengths, weaknesses, and there'll be a game plan for these guys, and they'll be part of the game planning because it's all about adjusting on the fly during the course of a game too. So their role would be leading the staff, and but at the same time, when you have the veterans that we have, these guys. They'll be calling their game too, especially the way we're set up. Where they can call the game from the mound now.
Speaking of game plans, it sounds like Jacob's not going to do anything today.
Right.
And then tomorrow, reevaluate.
Yeah, tomorrow, we'll see where he's at. But right now we really don't. Be honest, we talked about it yesterday. Don't have any concerns there, and I just talked to him briefly, and he says he feels good. He feels fine, and so again, this is going to be an evaluation probably tomorrow, see where we're at, and good chance he could be thrown the following day. I don't know. I can't answer that till tomorrow.
So, you've got PFP scheduled for today. Will he participate in that kind of stuff?
No.
No. Okay. So nothing today either.
No. No throwing.
And then I thought those guys were saying that they were taking 2 days in between throwing sessions this first time.
Yeah.
So the next throw day for him would have been
Saturday. Yeah. Don't test my my days right now.
Yesterday would have been a throw day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Now the guys throwing today will get 1 day off, and then they'll be back out there.
Okay. For me, kind of the last thing is, you've got, I was just going back, you look at that stretch of 8 starters and I'm including Duffy in that, right? But that group that's all lockered together, there's nearly 1,500 career starts and almost 500 career wins. What is the value of that level of experience, both for you during the season and for what you guys are trying to do long term in terms of growing young pitchers?
Yeah. Well, the value is exactly what you just mentioned, the experience that these guys have. Because, the growth of a pitcher, when they deal with the ups and downs, that can take a while, to be honest. But, you have experience out there. They're able to wash off certain things probably a little bit quicker. And the younger pitchers will definitely, I think, benefit from talking to them, watching them, just learning from them on what that's about. And so, to have as many guys as we have with the experience that we have, during the season, it's all about just keeping your focus and not and being resilient, obviously, and not letting a game bother you. And these guys have been through it, and so it hopefully builds consistency with that starting rotation, and that's how you win. And on a consistent basis, you go out there and give your team a chance to win, and because it can be tough for a young player. He's got in the back of his mind, well, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to get sent down, or am I going to get taken out of rotation? Or an experienced guy, he's able to handle those things probably a little bit better.
How high up on your radar right now is Kyle Cody?
Well, I'm looking forward to watching Kyle, but he's definitely in the mix. I think he has to be, with the arm that he has. So, we got a lot of tough decisions here at the end with this bullpen. You look at these arms. You guys mentioned the multiple inning guys. Those are going to be necessary. But guys like Kyle, he's in the mix, and so I'm looking forward to watching him.
Do you guys see him as somebody that can go multiple innings at this point? I know he used to start, but there's been health issues.
Yeah, that would be something that I think is possible for him. Sure. Yeah.
Who was Tim Lincecum's mentor and Bumgarner's mentor? Who was the veteran who helped him?
Guy probably made the biggest difference as far as that was Randy Johnson, and we signed him in 2009, and he's at the end of his career, and but what an impact he made on all those guys. Just little things. I remember him. Timmy had won a Cy Young, and I think they were just sitting there talking, and he just looked at Timmy. He goes, "Are you content with one Cy Young?" He's like, and he pushed these guys, and just the way he took the field, the way he pitched, and the look and how competitive he was, and I really think that played a big part in our success next year in 2010 was what they learned from Randy Johnson about competing, about being a major league pitcher, and why you're out there, and that's to win the ball game, and had pitch with an edge, and he certainly did that, and those guys learned from him.